special guest, the Giant Slayer.
Working on crab ride, obviously at the B team, everyone here is good at all sorts of different games. So I was trying to think something that I do that's maybe less common as a strategy.
Guys, so I was trying to think like what would be good for the, or what could I show you guys that you guys aren't already really good at. So, because obviously like anything leg lock related, you're already pretty all over that. So, you know, I'm not going to show any wrestling, but I'll show some crab ride. Okay, it's like really good for back takes, and I don't see it used as much as perhaps it should be, in my opinion. Okay. So there's kind of like two major positions that we'll look to get when we want to take the back from like a rolling back take, from like a berimbolo type thing, or when we come out of a leg lock. There's the wedge where we can land in here like this. Right? And I know you guys use this position a lot. I don't see as much crab ride being used here, so that's what I want to show. So the wedge is kind of like this, crab ride being where I've got my 2 feet hooked like this, and I'm holding the hips. Okay. So from a lot of leg entanglements, you can just see an opening and come into crab ride as well and start to look to take the back. Right. And there's some pretty basic things that you want to look for to make sure you can take it back. Because I used to think like the whole berimbolo game just doesn't work no gi. Back when I used to do it in the gi, and then kind of like, nah, that's not a thing. And then when I started trying to work it a lot no gi, I started to feel some of these positions you can actually get really tight if you just adjust the controls a little bit. Okay, so go to the crab ride position, and I'll just first talk about like what do I want like as an end stage position to take it back. Obviously here it's really loose, right? His hips are on the ground. What I want to get to is a position where my right knee comes in past this hip. See the line of his hip here? So not here, this is no good. Okay. I want to get my bottom knee deep past the hip here. Okay. See that? So it's like elevating it's like a block here like this. And makes my crab ride hook actually like work to tilt his, if I just push down with the outstep of my foot, it starts to tilt him away. And it kind of pins his foot. So like if he tries to face me here, he's kind of stuck, right? But we're gonna need something else, because with just this hook, if he hips out, he falls off. And this is probably one of the most common ways you'll lose a crab ride position. Okay. So we also want to elbow deep when we go for crab ride. Okay. So see my hand, I can't just have my hand here, I want my elbow right through. Okay. So if I need to, I'll even lift back, I'll adjust and make this elbow lock, elbow/forearm, pulling tight, okay? And these two combined, so my knee shot past the line of his leg, pinning his foot to the mat, and this elbow here, start to hip out. Okay. Hard to hip out, difficult to escape from here. So this is where I'm looking for before I start to climb. Don't try to climb for the back from here. Guaranteed he's gonna flatten out and frame out of this. Okay. So, we'll just do an entry from like single X or whatever. Okay, so open, get single X, I'm gonna open this space, drive my knee through, and drive my hand over the top into crab ride. See, my elbow's already gone deep, and I try and land with my knee deep past the hip, in the leg. Okay. So then we've just got the job of climbing to the back. Okay. Once I'm here, usually they're going to try and push you. You know, they're trying to do this. It's definitely like a battle here. It's not easy, but if you're quick on it, you can work towards the back. Okay. So I want to get behind this elbow. Sometimes it's the wrist first, but I want to then block the elbow. Okay. Tricep here. So when he tries to push now, he can't. Okay. I'm going to chop my leg over, but not chop it down yet. Okay. I kind of just put it there as like it's ready to become a hook, and then I take this same hand to the lap. Both of these can work to tilt him over to the other side. I want his hips in front of my hips. I can take them back. Okay. So if we look from the other side, and this is again another reason we really want this knee deep. I need to get his hips to go from, see he's like on the front side of me. Okay. I work behind here. I need his hips to land lower than my hips. Okay. And I can take the back. And the issue most people will run into here, look at this knee, it's not deep now, it's like just past, is kind of attached to his leg. If I do the same thing and he's staying a bit heavy, this will happen, which is basically nothing. Okay, I'm not going to get the back here, okay? Or at least it's very unlikely to get the back here. Okay, so when we get our crab ride, we need to make these adjustments. Okay, deep arm. Sometimes it pushes down, sometimes it cuts across. A lot of the time pushing down is stronger. Okay, pin their foot. Okay, you'll have a battle here. Okay, I'm not that worried about, like when I've got this, I'm not that worried about this leg because it's kind of hard to even step because I've got his hips so far turned. But of course, earlier, I might need to like make sure I get behind that leg as well. I can stretch out with this too. Okay, I'll work behind this wrist, behind the elbow, get to the trap, same side trap, chop. As I chop, I'm going to pull down with this and extend my right leg. Okay. Okay. Once I get this far, so I basically want this far underhook. That's what I really want. Okay. And then I've got a top hook, far underhook. I've got that cross body control. So whichever side he turns now, I should have a chance at following. And take it back. Okay. So think about these things like as you're exiting your exiting his leg entanglement. I want to get like deep elbow, deep knee position as I dive out of the single legs. Okay. Like when I'm here, I'm not going to go like this and then try and get crab rack. I mean, it's possible, but think about like getting these things first. Okay. The back take will start to come nice and easy. Okay. One more time, or we got it? Yeah. One more. Yeah. I imagine actually just thinking on that, you guys will probably like, sometimes you will land and your knee's not deep, and I'll just talk a little bit about how to correct that because this is actually an awkward movement. But sometimes you land and you kind of like everything is loose. Okay. So I try to like actually rock. I make us both face the roof a little bit. So say we're facing side on. It's hard to adjust. Okay. I want to use this one almost like a butterfly hook, and I can shoot that deeper. Okay. So, I'm down here, right? My hand's not deep, my knee's not deep. I use this like a butterfly hook. I kind of move this way and I do a little back roll. See how his hips lift up? Okay. That gives me room to make an adjustment and work towards the back. Have a go. Yeah, this is good. Just get this hooked here. Yeah. You want to then this knee to go here. So you're going to like roll back, lift up a bit. Yeah. Yeah. And now shoot your knee deep. Yes. And elbow deep. So now you're going to look for his trap. From the back. Yeah. Drop over the top. Yeah. And then you're going to kind of. See, you've lost your elbow, so it's just your hand. You need your elbow like holding his hip up. Yeah, because you'll be able to, like, you want to chop him into, like, pull him into that space. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Just like start from here if you're struggling with the entry. Just hold both ankles, put both feet, and grip both hips. Okay, and then just choose a side and drop your knee in. Okay, and we can work to climb to the back. Okay. Makes sense. So if you're struggling, just do that entry. Obviously, that's just not. Yeah, you're not going to start a match there, for example. But like from a leg entanglement, it's more likely you'll kind of fall into a position like this. Okay, let's go. Yes, there you go. Try it live, pretty early actually, just so like you get more feedback that's useful to you about like what's missing. Okay, so like you might have got to the point there where you think, oh yeah, I'm starting to get a hang of it, and then when you go live, you're like, oh, actually, I'm not controlling the hips, or there's certain things that you can pick up from that. Okay, so let's just start from the crab ride position. Okay, and try and take the back, and just have your partner set them down. Have your partner resist like 60%, just like doing the right things, not going crazy. Okay, so we'll go from this point here. Okay, ready, set, go. I've got to try to take the back. Okay, and you'll see there's some battles here that you have to win. Yeah. You know, basically, if you get to like a seatbelt or like chest to back connection, you know, you're going to start very low, like down here. You get to the upper back and you're connected. Consider that a good outcome. Okay, then there's a new battle. But just swap 1 for 1 like that. Not going crazy, guys. I just want you to feel like what's missing in what you've done so far. Okay, let's go. Any major issues? Yeah.
Their inside shoulder slipping and facing me, and even if I get top half of the mount,
Yeah.
they're back to the mat.
Can you show?
Here,
This shoulder.
this shoulder is coming to the mat like as fast as it can,
Yeah.
and I'm still getting on top, but I'm losing a little back exposure.
So with your, can I use you?
Yeah.
So I want my crab hook to make it hard to fully turn. Like if you drop that shoulder all the way, it's pretty hard for me to, like if you're here, right? I'm gonna have to turn you away. Okay, so a couple of things I can do for this. But first I need see how my crab hook's not really working well? Okay, so if I do that same thing I talked about, like lift you up a bit and pin you here, right? I can even do this. See your shoulder starting to lift? I can start to get behind, right? So I'll often step to the back of the knee. Guys, this shoulder dropping, this is why I prefer to grip when I kind of get the scapula on this side. I've got my forearm blocking that, so he can't bring his shoulder down or his elbow back in front. If you grab here, often they'll drop that and you kind of lose. See how my arm gets turned. So I prefer to go here, and then I look for a underhook on the bottom side of the backhand. Okay. Not like this. Again, he can tend to turn with that. It's not as good at blocking as this is.
Sterling was doing a good job. Like even if my knee was past his hip,
Yeah.
he was pushing my knee down to make my hook weak, and then it would just restart the whole crab battle. So was it a way that I was like hooking at his leg? Do you think?
Can I get? He's going here. Yeah. This one, because he's pushing there, he's actually. I might have a chance at an underhook. See how my hand's on the inside of his arm? Like here? So if we go back, like I'm here like this, they start to push. Sometimes I'll quite quickly just like I'll just revert to the movement straight away, because I feel like that's actually gonna, like this will stick, okay? Whereas sometimes that's not gonna be, you know, an immediate underhook. Let's say you don't push, just keep your elbow tight, for example. Like here, I wouldn't be able to get an underhook. But as soon as he goes to push, like I feel there's a chance to like take an underhook here. Even though I haven't sat him in that, like I wanted to sit him in the center, but this time I'm gonna have to fight from here, which I'm pretty happy to go with. Okay. Any other questions? All right, let's do that one then. I'll show you how I climb to the back when there's so many options. Check out submeta.io if you want more. I'll throw that in there. So yeah, let's say I go for it, and I like chop, but I don't get his hips in, but I do you have a chance for this underhook here, okay? How can we work to climb from there, okay? So at this point, I really want to, as much as I can, attach to the far shoulder, but you've also got to watch them slipping this elbow in between. Okay, here, this elbow drops, this starts to become a real problem, right? Because if I try and go for the back now, look at this, everything's getting loose, okay? Notice to do that, his hips had to hip out, okay? So when I get to this, when I go to climb and I capture here, I try as much as I can to like drag my left leg or even my right foot, something to stop the hip out, okay? If he can't hip out, he can't get that elbow very tightly in. Okay, so some sort of dragging pressure out this way on the leg, because again, if he makes this space here, elbow drops, not getting the back. I could probably try to come on top, but even then he's starting to get like frames in place. So try to stay like really tight by like dragging back here. Ideally, you can kind of like step on the bottom of there their calf here like this. This is awesome if you get that. Now you can start to like come up and sit around towards the back really tightly. Okay, you're not always going to get that, but there's a little climb you have to do with your legs there. Okay, so we go for it. We try my knees loose like it is now, but I've gone for it anyway, and I miss, but I can get the bottom up. Okay, so from here, turn in and drag on that hip as much as possible. Okay, once I got my left leg in, I want my right leg to take over because I want to be able to step over the top. So I don't really like doing like a chair sit from here. Okay, he's gonna drop, he's gonna find room as I go to chair. Yeah, so the chair sit, guys, would be like this. Okay, I won't say I don't use it, but if he's trying to free that arm, that's a really difficult movement. So instead, I want to change so my inside leg can curl. Okay, some sort of pressure here. Definitely better if you can like step. Okay, once your inside leg curls, I try to step over the top, change arms, and keep pressure driving across here. And he's kind of got two options. He goes flat, all right, and we go here, all right, or it's go to your back. Yeah, and I can still pull across and look to the back. Okay. You want to have a go?
Oh, sure.
Thank you, ready? It is like if you haven't done it before, it will all be very confusing. That crab right through. So we go here, but the knee's low. So what's the risk here? I'm going to be trying to like turn this down. Okay. So he's going to attach to this far shoulder. Okay. And then he's going to change. You're going to kind of like swap feet. You can even bring that across my thigh.
Across this way?
Yeah, you can do that. That's fine. It would obviously be a bad idea if you didn't have this underhook, right? But if you didn't have this, I'm gonna maybe try to just like hold a leg and make it annoying for him. But if he's got this, he can change and then start like stepping. Keep that above the knee if possible. Or that, sorry. Yeah.
So
This one's really good as well. Okay, this is really good if you get that. Okay. Or you can just like chop and back heel here and step across and start building up by changing knees. But you can see it's hard to get my elbow in here. Okay. As he turns the corner, and he's now on a back take. Alright, let's go.
And where can we get all this knowledge and information from you, man?
So I have my own online. I've got like there's two main sources you can get like my instructionals. I've got my own online training website, Submeta. So I've got like a full crab ride course and set, and like Nogi Berimbolo set, which is like covers all the different reactions and so on. It's a pretty confusing topic when you first get started with it. So we've got like a kind of like a fundamentals course for it, and then we've got a more advanced, which goes through more of the common issues you'll run into. And then I've also got some instructions on BJJ Fanatics as well, so check out either of them.
Sweet.
I feel like right now I'm gonna get the Evo.
Yeah, you kind of want to like make the difference. Yeah. Kick your left leg deep. Or your right leg. Yeah, like that.
So here,
I've got heaps of pressure, like my hips are driving.
you start off with some
Lots of tension with this leg.
Okay, now this leg comes over and I lock triangle here.
Yeah, go behind his knees, so chop right at the knee.
This leg?
Yeah, and then like extend your...
That's why you scorpion him?
See this one. You wanna? Sorry, I'm retarded.
That's not done DVD.
Yeah, he's teaching John stuff, right?
Then you remember.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose you can be flat.
Yeah.
So here I'm going to have to do like... I might have to go.
Yeah, it's super high. I feel the pincher.
And then if I don't turn, hips are like shooting in a bit. yeah, I'm like bending in, and obviously at the same time, I can't have. If I did this, I would.
Yeah, for sure. You gotta catch the kick. Of course. Okay.